Okay, Pisces, we're going to try this again. Because earlier when I was recording or going live, streaming, the volume was all messed up because I had the phone connected to the Bluetooth and that was mumbo jumbo. Anyway, I forgot to choose your immediate influence or your challenge. So here's your challenge. It's right on the top. I don't know what it is. I haven't looked at it. But what I can tell you, Pisces, is that I can say that most of the Pisceans that I know are now struggling with issues of not having things that they want or things that they desire, or there are some power struggles, there are some issues of control, there are some issues and concerns with weaknesses. Also, there are some concerns with letting go and atoning for certain things. I feel like you guys definitely are trying to figure out where your power lies, right? Because you're ruled by the moon. Hello, darling. Pisces gang gang. You guys are ruled by the moon, right? And you're ruled by the moon in tarot, okay? And in astrology, you're ruled by Pisces and Neptune. I'm sorry, Jupiter and Neptune. Jupiter is also one of your ruling planets, especially in ancient astrology, and that's retrograde, so I'm sure you're feeling the brunt of that. Jupiter being retrograde, you're feeling like there's no growth possible. You feel like you can't expand, or like your expansion has come to a halt. Or maybe there's a misunderstanding in how you're going to expand from this place here, because you're taking a look at the things that are hidden underneath the surface. Uh, Pisces, I would say, what house is Scorpio from you? Scorpio is that your 10th house? What is that? No, it's not your 10th house. It's your ninth. Let's see. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm tired. Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio. It's your ninth house. Okay. So Scorpio is your ninth house. Your ninth house is ruled by Sagittarius, which is where Jupiter, your fellow ruling planet, is now, and it's retrograde in your ninth house. And that has to do with goals. That has to do with philosophies. It also has to do with, your belief systems and where they take you in life. That type of thing. So you might just be feeling like your belief systems may be being tested or maybe being challenged by this aspect of Jupiter being retrograde in that ninth house. Jupiter is definitely going to show you how things are going to be carried out or completed once it starts to go direct in a few months. You have until the fall or the late summer until Jupiter goes direct again, I believe. I'll have to double check that. But also, in your 10th house, I believe, since Sagittarius is your ninth house. Sorry, you guys. Let me get myself together. Pisces. So that means that Gemini would be your 4th house, and that means that Virgo would be obviously your 7th house, right? Libra is your 8th house. Scorpio is your ninth house. Sag is your 10th house. Sorry, I got that wrong. Sag is your 10th house. That's ruled by Capricorn. Right now we got Saturn and Pluto actually in Capricorn, and they're retrograde, right? So you have those dense planets, right? The one of karma and the one of transformation coming together to sort of atone some energy and complete some karmic debt, some karmic circles, some karmic paths are coming to an end. You're being called to take a look at, some places in your life where you feel like you might be lacking something. Where are you giving your power away? And how can you take back your power in this place of career, right? Also, your 10th house has to do with your successes in the world, your professionalism. It also has to do with, structures that you've built. Uh, and the fact that, this full moon in Scorpio is actually going to be in your ninth house That is bringing some things to completion for you, and you are reflecting on some past experiences, because Scorpio does have to do with the past and your past and how you have, moved forward in your life from that past and where you find yourself and what you have succeeded at, where are the celebrations that you feel like you are able to identify with. Where can you atone for those things in your life that you feel like you've always wanted, that you have had, and now that you have had those things, what else is it that you want? What else do you desire? Okay? Anyway, let me continue. So some cards popped out for you, and I'll get to those later, but I want to talk about what came up at the bottom of the deck for you. So this is some hidden energy as well, because the card that's at the bottom of the deck is kind of the last energy to reveal, right? And you know a thing or two about reveal. This Scorpio full moon could also bring something to light for all of us, especially for you, in terms of maybe even how you see a male figure in your life, or how you yourself might express your yang energy. Some of you might be feeling that patriarchal energy as well, with the ninth house being ruled by Sagittarius, which also represents that male energy, that mature male energy, kind of like the stud, definitely that type of thing. What is it that you all have to offer? What is it that you can bring to, the table? Or what is it that is going to get you to finish the race? You guys might be feeling like you need to finish some sort of race that you've been in for some time now. You know what I mean? You feel like maybe you're nearing the end of the road or nearing the end of the line with something. It could be a person, it could be a place, it could be a thing, it could be a state of mind, it could be a state of being that you feel like you are done dealing with, or you are done acknowledging. The Queen of Gabriel came up at the bottom of the Archangel Power Tarot deck, and it talks about you being impassioned with something. It's talking about, the queens are cardinal usually. That's how I see them. And that's talking about initiating things, taking the initiative to act. The Queen of Gabriel is the best witch in the deck, and she is also the best business person, the best entrepreneur. This has to definitely do with business. It has to do with how you make your money. It has to do with how involved you are in seeing to it that you are expressing yourself in a creative way that allows you to make your money, or maybe you should make your money in a more creative way. Also, maybe you guys need to be a little bit more creative when it comes to having what you want. Maybe you want something that you're not able to get in the place that you are looking for it. You know what I mean? You have to be a little bit more savvy. And the Queen of Gabriel, the Queen of Wands, is very savvy with her, endeavors, with the ideas. How are you going to carry out the ideas that you have and bring them into action so that you can see results? The Queen of Gabriel definitely wants to see results from her sharing what it is that she is feeling inside, because she is intuitive. You know a thing or two about that intuitive nature. It really just takes you, experiencing the inspiration from your subconscious, and then having that transmit, you're trying to get that to push that into action, right? How are you going to transmute your inspiration into energy, into action? You can do anything right now. Go after what you want, the ability to attract helpful people. So if you just use your energy and your charm and your passionate state of being, that is you, then you'll be able to get people to see your way, or not see your way. You'll be able to have things your way, but it's almost like you're going to have to do it. Don't rely on someone else to do it for you, because then you're going to have to do it their way. Do it your way and make sure that it is coming from you. right? You are the source of this energy. This is also dealing with the Leo. You could be dealing with any fire sign, Aries, right? Leo, or Sagittarius, okay? This person definitely wants to express. You might want to express something to them. Um, or this could just be you needing to show yourself, prove to yourself that you are truly made of what you wish that you were made of. You know what I mean? It's almost like it lives inside of you, because the queens are related to the empress, and the empress is the three, and the three is talking about formation, and it's also talking about multiplicity from that form. So it's saying that you can actually create more from yourself if you really understood who you were again. Okay, trust. Trust is at the bottom of the Romance Angels Oracle deck. It's saying this situation is calling for you to have faith. You've got to have faith in whatever it is that you feel like you want to see pushed forward for you. You know, with this full moon being in your ninth house, that's ruled by Sag. Jupiter is there. That's also a planet that rules you, your sign, and it is there in that place for you. So it's trying to show you that you can expand in different ways. You're mutable, right? So you can change the way that you feel at any time. Your emotions shift. You know, your intuition always is sparking new, things in your head. It's calling for you to kind of like be a little bit more practical in the way that you are seeing things carry out, or the way that you would like to see things evolve, or the way that you would like to see yourself graduate towards something new. It's a change of phase for you, but you also have to allow yourself to be in a spot and a position to learn something, and not feel like you know it all, or not feel like you are in a position that is making you feel more restricted than permitted, right? Or permissive, right? Okay. Enthusiastic about a change of phase, definitely. I see a change of phase for you guys in the future, whether that be with a job that you're doing, or whether that be with a responsibility that might change for you, or whether it be that you are embodying something new, right? It says an excellent opportunity will be offered to you, by way of a scholarship or something that feels like, you've earned it before it was offered to you. So it might be a sweeter deal that is going to change this phase for you. Someone might be seeing that you are actually valuable, and so they're going to communicate to you and bring maybe an opportunity your way. And this could also be around this Scorpio full moon. This opportunity might have to deal with time and moving forward in the future, so the opportunity might be able to be carried out in the future. The opportunity might have something to do with an investment. It could have something to do with an institution, or it could have something to definitely do with a job. It could have something to do with your child. For some of you out there, some of you might be experiencing something in its infancy that is going to carry you forward into multiplicity, and into manifesting something that is going to be very valuable for you, and that is going to provide you with sustainability and stability. Okay? And that's something that's coming towards you that you don't see yet, that you don't really understand yet, but it's there. The energy is there. Let's look at what's going on for you. Okay, in the center of the reading, in the present, you have the Two of Michael. This is the moon in Libra. We just had two full moons in Libra right before we had our new moon in, what was that? Taurus, on the 4th or the 5th, I believe that was. And now we're moving on to making some choices and making some decisions. You're overanalyzing a problem that needs you to tap into your intuition that's already been speaking to you. And you also need to speak your mind. You need to communicate something that you've been weighing out, that's been teetering in your head. This is also understanding your truth, right? Because the Two of Michael is talking about, drawing a line and making a connection, right? In terms of what your options are, where you might be feeling opposition, where you might be challenging your own ability to make a conscious choice about something. You could be getting in your own way in terms of making this decision, or you could be considering someone else's choices that they might be making for themselves, and that might be determining, you know, how you decide what you are going to do, which you shouldn't be doing that. You should be having yourself, you should be evolving on your own. The Two of Michael is definitely related to the High Priestess, so there's something to be revealed when you make this choice and you make this decision, because the twos are talking about making decisions. And it's also related to Venus as well. You know, this is the moon in Libra. The Libra is ruled by Venus, so it's dealing with relationships, choices in relationships, how you deal with people, and, you know, their mind and your mind coming together within a relationship, and having to make your own choices based off of, you know, what is revealed to you in your dynamic when you relate to somebody. It will be better off if you do just make a decision over analyzing the problem. You need to find a compromise in this, because it's like, you know, making the choice or making the decision is going to be the compromise, right? Because right now you're not making it. So you need to actually turn the page. I feel like a page needs to be turned here. You need to acknowledge that something has evolved, right? And that you are definitely being affected by it emotionally, but, you know, you can't really do anything about that. Right? The emotions are really just your subconscious talking to you, revealing something to you by way of communication that you already knew anyway, you know, but you're just kind of like in denial about it. It's like you definitely should take the blindfold off. Okay, you're challenged by the Three of Gabriel, right? If you make this decision, you'll start to see things come towards you that were meant to come towards you, right? Because you're holding off on something, because you're at a stalemate with yourself about something in your head. You are preventing things from coming your way. It's like the prosperity wants to come towards you. It's like the ships can't come in. They're on the sea, but they can't find the light. They can't find the lighthouse. It's almost like, I feel like you guys might be feeling like you're a little bit lost in the dark in terms of making a decision for yourself, because you know it's going to change a phase for you. And this new change of phase is one that you actually don't trust, because you're going to have to step into, you know, making decisions off of your own will. You're going to have to really make these self-declarations that are coming from you. So it's like you're going to have to hold yourself accountable when you do make this decision. It's like, if you want to see yourself succeed at something, then you be the person that motivates that, right? You're the one that has to be encouraged to make your own decisions. Don't think that someone else is going to give you the reasoning to make a decision that you are meant to make for you. And the Three of Gabriel is also talking about children. It's also talking about, you know, communication as well. It's related to Venus. It's related to the Empress. It's talking about the need to express something that you want, you know, because the threes are talking about detaching from the emotional process as well. So you may need to detach from your emotional process in terms of you seeing, in terms of you getting what it is that you want. You know, definitely, you know, plan ahead. Also, be optimistic when you're making your plans. Don't think that things aren't going to go over well just because they haven't happened yet. It's almost like you're anxious to see things kind of manifest now, because if you feel like you're going away from something, right? If something else is coming into form for you that you need to acknowledge, because the Three of Gabriel is the sun in Aries, and that really wants you to acknowledge something through your understanding, because it's a three of what is actually trying to be created here, right? There's more prosperity, right? You're coming towards something. You're moving towards something. Okay, it's a full prospect, right? It's the prospect of something that is actually going to bring in the prosperity. So if you can, you know, change your perspective, third house, Gemini, ruled by Mercury, Okay, Mercury is talking about perspective. Your perspective will change once you make the decision and you allow these things to come towards you. Then you'll be able to receive these things along with the new perspective. But you have to stay optimistic, because if you're not optimistic, then you won't be able to visualize what it is that you would like to see come towards you. Right? Because you're being a little bit pessimistic, because the Two of Michael is here, not showing you something that you would like to know out of safety, because you don't want to take a risk. You don't want to sacrifice a reaction that is going to be less than pleasurable or less than comfortable or safe for you. Anyway, let me continue. In the past, you have new beginnings, which is talking about Pluto, and that's atonement. Pluto is right now retrograde in your 10th house of career, right? In what you've built in your life. So you need to let go of something that you felt a desire to control, okay? And it is revealing something to you when you let go of this thing that you have a desire to control, you know, because 20 is, you know, that's making choices. And then that's making choices that are going to be risky, because that 2 is there and that's giving you High Priestess energy. Then the 0 is there and it's also giving you the Fool energy, which is Uranus, which is asking you to change your perspective so that you can see the light, so that you can actually see what was meant for you to see and understand to begin with. It is destiny, and it is what you were meant to step into actually. It is starting a new life. The new phase is changing. You actually have to bring value into what it is that you see yourself moving towards, right? It's almost like you're reaching towards that new life or that new thing, but you're afraid of what it is going to bring for you. The ships that are going to come in once you make the decision to let go of something that you can't even get away from it, because it's Pluto, it's dense. It's saying that this thing is just going to be there anyway. You know what I mean? Starting a new life, finding your purpose. We talked about that. A forgiving and compassionate review of the past, right? And you got to trust your future. The reason why you don't trust your future is because you may not, you know, believe your past. What is it that you're not acknowledging about your past, right? Because this is Sun and Aries here crossing the 2 of Michael. So the 3 of Aries is the acknowledgement of something. Because when the ships come in, that's acknowledging that you deserved something based off of a decision and a choice that you made to see something change, to see something different. It's like you feel the change, but you're not acknowledging it. That's like walking around and it started raining and everybody pulled out umbrellas and you're still getting wet. You know what I mean? But you probably have an umbrella. You're just in denial that it's raining. Right? Set yourself free from the denial by allowing yourself to see, visualize your new life or your newness, or whatever it is that you feel like you want and desire, because you desired something in the past that may not have come to you in the way that you wanted it to, or the way the transpiring of the events, the sequencing of the events, the circumstances, the situations didn't unfold the way that you wanted them to. You know what I mean? The full moon is going to be in your 9th house, which is ruled by Sagittarius, but it is Scorpio. It's just one back, because you are one back. You're the subconscious. You're what's underneath the surface of the external self, right? Yeah, definitely set yourself free of things that, you know, you weren't going to be able to change anyway. Pluto is about power. Once you recognize and acknowledge where your weaknesses lie, then you will feel more powerful. Okay? You've got to have both. You've got to have power and weakness, night and day, bad and good, karma and dharma, right? Because if you didn't have one, you wouldn't be able to have the other. So if you didn't have the experiences that you've already faced or been faced with, right, then you wouldn't be able to have your future. So let go of the past so you can have the prosperity. You know, a prospect is something that, you know, we are judging, we are determining to be beneficial in the future. You just have to have faith in the prospect, right? That's why people get millions of dollars before they've actually joined the league. We've seen them play. There's potential there. With the Three of Gabriel, that's what it is. You're challenged by your potential. What you're able to do moving forward that you have not already done. Why are you getting comfortable? Why are you trying to do the same shit that you've already done? You know what I mean? And if it's something that you've been doing that you love doing, do it in a different way. You know what I mean? Because this talks about being held back by fear, lack of courage, right? But then it's also you want to control something too. So it's like understanding that you realizing that you don't control whatever it is that you feel like you want to is going to give you the power. Because as long as you stay there attached to this thing, trying to make it what you want it to be, you are giving your power away. Okay? So now I'm going to move on. In your sun position, you got the Four of Michael, which is Jupiter in Libra. Libra is what? Your eighth house. And your eighth house is talking about transformation. That's what Scorpio rules, you know what I mean? And with Libra being there for you, that's talking about transformations in relationships. You know what I mean? You have an overwhelming sense of what you are going to have to do for self to understand this new structure within your relationships. And it's talking about insight that comes from the assertiveness of you, right? Comes from your own assertiveness to fall back and allow things to happen around you, Jupiter, but you are comfortable and secure fourth house, Cancer, right? That squares Libra, in yourself. Right? So this is kind of like you receiving insight from the divine, right? You quieting your mind, getting some mental stability back, right? So that you can think clearly, right? Because this is coming after the Three of Swords, which there might be some misunderstandings there by way of what is actually truly formed in our minds and what we see with our own eyes, or what we understand to be true by way of communication, truths, right? So now you're taking your truths and you are letting them build a new, you're letting your truths come in and set a new foundation in your head, right? For sure. And this is very angelic as well, because, the fours are talking about, angel numbers and things like that. So you are actually you are getting a lot of messages and signals on your own time that are actually coming from you. And you're not, some of you may be listening to those, and they're so loud, and some of you may not be listening to them because you're trying to quiet them, but they can't be quieted. You definitely need to take the stress load off of yourself, and they're trying to help you, right? They're trying to help you, and they're giving you little nudges, right? But you're not quite listening, right? And also, if it's coming to you in your dreams, then definitely think about that too. Because Libra is your eighth house, right? Since we're getting into your chart business. And definitely for Pisces risings, definitely. Pisces sun, we're going to go with it. But Pisces rising, definitely. Okay? Sun, moon, and rising. And if this doesn't resonate with you, check your sun, moon, and rising of your other signs, okay? And that's in your sun. So the external you, what really needs to be expressed outwardly, right, by way of your own will, is going inward and understanding more about how you're going to stabilize with this insight that is coming in. Now let's look at the moon. Your moon is the queen of Ariel. Okay, so you have a Capricorn card in the moon position. So that's feeling opposition. You might be feeling some opposition right now in terms of work or money or investments. Or this could be your physical body. Because Capricorn, you know, the queen of Ariel, cardinal earth, is ruled by Saturn. And that talks about your physical body as well. And it's in the moon position, which also talks about your physical body and the cycles that your physical body goes through, and the cycle that your emotional process goes through, or, you know, the cycles that your emotions go through, that you go through, right? So this is saying that you want to offer something, you want to give something, you want to nurture something so that you can build something from that. But it's saying that you are evolving, something is changing, because this is the moon, and the moon is a cardinal planet, and that's talking about change. And also, it's a mutable planet too when we think about Pisces. So then that's also talking about the ability to change constantly. So something has changed and something is changing, and you want to offer some aspect of yourself to this, to something that has been going on, because we're talking about Capricorn. This is time. These are mountains that have been built up over time through pressure and fire, you know what I mean, and effort, and it's now time to evolve from that. It's like the mountain is still going to be there, but you can choose to venture off or voyage or go off to other uncharted territories, right? Because we're in Taurus season. The moon is exalted in Taurus. Taurus is opposite Scorpio, where the moon is in its fall, okay? Scorpio rules Libra for you in your birth chart, okay? So we're talking about the ability to see where things are not working anymore, and what we have to do and what we have to initiate and change and accept, right, to allow these changes to occur so that you can be your new you, boo. I haven't even gotten into your love cards yet. I'm just going to pull that at the end. Let's go into your anxieties. Your anxieties have to do with a person in power, right? The person in power that can pull the strings. This is the King of Gabriel. You know, you might have some issues with a Leo, or you might have some issues with, matters of the heart. It could be a blow to the ego in terms of accepting this change and this evolution that is occurring, right? That you want to continue to nurture the older aspect of, right? But this is saying this is earth energy, and you have anxieties in the fire and the ignition of something. If you really go ahead and set fire to that thing, right? The new passion, right? You just feel like it's going to be really dramatic. You feel like it's going to be too much for you. It's going to be too bold of a choice for you to make. I feel like you're ready to step into this role of, just being able to passionately own this new perspective and really trust this new perspective and really believe your new perspective, right? Because you have felt the change and you do see the big picture because you have seen parts of the picture already, right? Let's say that you are the painter of the picture and you are still working that brush and you can see what it is that you've already painted and you're satisfied with that. but you have the rest of the canvas to go. Now you can choose to stop painting in the middle of it or midway and have that be it. Now we're going to be fixed on this idea of incompletion, and that is going to challenge our perspective of what we thought was possible and what we see has been possible, right? So what do you think is possible based off of what you have already made possible? And we're going back to stuff that you've already seen. Let's move on. That's what the Scorpio full moon is saying, right? It's talking about the desire to control, and also it's a desire to let go, because by letting go, you are actually in control, because you are choosing to do something that is so painful, and maybe you sacrificing something. That might be the letting go. You know, because I don't want to just say letting go, because people may not be letting go of anything. They might be sacrificing some part of themselves that is attached to their ego, King of Gabriel, that is not allowing you to see, right, a weakness, how you actually can change and evolve. Keep your eyes on the big picture. Leave the details to others. Experience that leads to success. Genuine concern for others. Okay, so you have genuine concerns for others, but what is the genuine concern for yourself, right? Because you are you, and you are going to take you with you moving forward. No one has to come with you, really. The King of Gabriel is fixed fire. That's the sun, right? What does the sun need? It has its own fuel. Okay? In your Mars position, you have the 7 of Ariel. So this is talking about you. You are putting some aggression. You're putting some energy. You're putting some focus. And you're putting some attention into this conflict that you can see that there is a way out of, right? You're looking at something that has transpired, and you're acknowledging what it is that you feel like you haven't gotten out of the experience yet. And it's saying that there is something that you can get out of the experience if you allow yourself to move forward in a real way. Because the sevens are talking about balancing things out. It's also talking about opposition. It's talking about relating. It's talking about marriage as well, contracts. This is Saturn in Taurus, okay? We're getting into Cancer energy because the moon is involved here with the 7 and the Chariot energy. And it being Taurus, the moon is exalted there. So there is something for you to really gain out of this experience that is going to be very beneficial for you in a real way if you are patient, because a scale is very patient. Saturn also wants you to be very patient. You're waiting, and you're like, you're feeling anxious, right? You've been waiting, and you feel like breaking out of this period of waiting and using your patience and your prowess of the mind, 7, related to Libra, the prowess that comes from waiting, the gracefulness that is expressed through this stage of waiting. You've got to be graceful. Right? You've got to be more graceful, because, you are going to be tested by time. How you have reacted over time, right? Because Saturn is exalted in Libra, and Libra is the 7th house, and the 7 is related to Cancer, and the 7 is also related to, marriage, things like that. Things that you feel like you deserve, right? Things that are justified. You might be feeling justified in your actions to need answers now about something, right? And it has to do with security. And you probably feeling insecure or unstable right? It could have to do with being insecure in your mind. It could be being emotionally reactive because of things that have to do with, you know, how secure you might be with some physical things like your money or your body or just your investments or finances. You may not be seeing something grow in the way that you wanted it to over time, you know, in your investments, the way that you've invested in something. Or maybe you feel like you have invested so much in something over time that you feel like you deserve getting more out of it. You have invested wisely. Have patience and wait for the harvest. Review your progress and make plans for your next endeavor, right? That's what I was talking about. Making that decision, because that's related to Libra as well, so that you can see your ships come in, so that you can see the fruits of your labor, so that you can see all that you have paid for thus far, what you have invested. Let's look at your Venus, which is talking about your relationships. Six of Gabriel, right? The sixes are talking about harmonization, a clear understanding of how we're going to make something work, how we're all going to provide, you know, a level of, you know, understanding, acknowledgement, motivation, encouragement. How are we going to stay encouraging within this situation so that we can all benefit, Jupiter, from what it is that we are creating and really getting out of this, Leo, right? Jupiter and Leo. This is like, you know, celebrating a relationship that deserves to be celebrated, right? And it's talking about not letting your ego get the best of you within a relationship because you want the acknowledgement for something that you feel like you have been giving parts of yourself to, right? On a day-to-day, on a routine. This is routine efforts that you have been putting towards something that you feel like you want everyone to understand what it is that you've given. Because Jupiter gives, and Leo wants the attention as well. So you want to bring attention what it is that you have been giving to something, and you actually want people to acknowledge those things and to see what it is that you bring to the table. It says you have done a great job. Wanting to force other people to prove your worth and your value and what it is that you have done, it's not for them to do that. That's for you to prove to yourself. People are going to acknowledge when you do great things, and sometimes they won't because they are jealous. And I don't feel like this is a jealous thing, you know? I don't want you to feel like you need to even go there, okay? Don't. Congratulations, you've done a wonderful job. Time to move on to the next project. Awards, scholarships, and promotions. Awards, scholarships, and promotions, like I said, prosperity, promotions, professionalisms, right? Professionalisms. I pluralized that. I made that, you know, many different aspects of things that you can be proficient at, right? You are proficient at many different things. You don't have to just be proficient at one thing, and that's the one thing that's going to prove your worth to you, okay? So now let me flip over your Romance Angels Oracle cards, because I need to run out of here and wash my sheets and my blankets, child. I don't know what we're listening to now, but this is some old school. Okay, keep an open mind in terms of what's going on inside of you and what's going on outside of you. You know, okay, for those of you who are thinking about love relationships, right? It says your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectation. So whatever it is that you've been doing for a while, you know what I mean, whatever you've set yourself up to expect from yourself, you need to keep an open mind. And Uranus, you know, is there to remind you of that. Also, you know, there might be different types of people that you might be interested in, and you can trust that too. Calling your soulmate definitely might differ from, you know, the people that you've dated in the past. It says your prayers and affirmations and visualizations help bring you together. And I've been working on visualization a lot lately, most recently, because it's like with your prayers and your affirmations and your meditations, you know, visualization is also a form of manifestation and meditation, because it's like more of an energetic meditation. It's you know, there's more of a calm energy meditation, right? And then there's like a very vibrant energy meditation where you're visualizing things and it's very colorful and you can almost hear music. It's almost very symphonic when you are visualizing things. You can hear the sounds that are supporting the visualization. So you need to do that a little bit more and help that enhance your ways of manifesting things for you, okay? Because I feel like you definitely want to manifest something, because you got some pentacles here. And you got Seven of Ariel, which is talking about waiting and feeling impatient and wanting to move things forward, but it's slow because it's Pentacle, even though it's ruled by the Chariot. And then you got the Queen of Ariel here, wanting to be receptive and wanting to reflect and also wanting to receive. You know what I mean? You feel like you deserve something. Also, the Page of Ariel is saying that, you know, there's more for you to learn from this experience, because the pages are ruled by Saturn. It's talking about karma, it's talking about time, it's talking about discipline, and it's talking about making you see where it is that you need to do more work, okay, on yourself too. The card moving forward, the energy moving forward, the outcome, um, that is the Knight of Raphael. So you could feel a responsibility emotionally to offer up parts of yourself to an experience, or you might be feeling a responsibility to sacrifice something, or you might actually even be feeling victimized by this sacrifice, okay? Or someone else might be feeling victimized by you making a sacrifice, and that sacrifice might be them. You could also be sacrificing parts of yourself that feel insecure, right? Meaning maybe you are stepping up to the plate and, you know, being responsible for your own emotions, right? And not blaming that, the way that you feel, on other people, because really it could be just something that they're triggering, right? So it's saying that, you know, the outcome is that you're understanding how to deal with, you know, your triggers and the effects that they bring into your life and the way that you relate to people, because this is the Knight of Raphael, which is Pisces, and it's mutable water. It's asking you to adapt to the changes that you can feel are taking place and not to be intimidated by those changes. The Knight of Raphael is also saying that, you know, maybe there's something else here for you to see and for you to understand and for you to kind of like embrace, because you are experiencing changes. You just need to go with the flow of these changes. Like I said, try not to control it. This is Jupiter, this is Venus, and this is also, what else is it? It's the moon and it's Neptune. All of those things are related to Pisces, okay? Beauty, love, harmony, peace, expansion, benevolence, dreams. Listen to those. You know, definitely see the beauty in everything around you, even the beauty in those things that you can't control, even though you might be affected by them emotionally. Committed romantic relationships, being swept off your feet, situations or topics that make your heart flutter. So this person that you guys are visualizing and calling in and that you need to keep an open mind with might be someone that you're going to engage with on a deeper level, because you got the engagement card from the Romance Angels Oracle deck, which is your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. And then you have the Knight of Raphael here, which is probably love coming in. This could be you feeling like an overwhelming sense of joy with this that makes you feel very dramatic. This person could definitely be making your heart flutter in a poetic sense. You know, you could be going in and thinking about this person a lot, for those of you who are sensing, you know, romantic energy from this reading. Okay, and the future card is the Knight of Gabriel, sorry. The Knight of Gabriel is mutable energy. It's Sagittarius. So that's your 10th house, right? So the outcome, the outcome is you really standing, you know, not being intimidated by these changes that are occurring within you. right? Because it's Pisces, it's subconscious energy, it's water. It's also you, Pisces. And then the Knight of Gabriel is here in the future position saying that, you know, you're moving forward, you're going towards a goal that is going to show you something about yourself. It's going to change your perspective, and it's going to change your philosophies about who you thought you were. Because, you know, Sagittarius is always changing because they're always, you know, reaching towards the change. The goal is to change. So you need to make your goal here to change, right? Enthusiastically, in a confident way. You need to have courage for this change, and you need to actually exercise this charismatic person, this charismatic self that you are going to be. It's like you're not allowing yourself to step into this new energy that is a part of you, right? It's time to take action. It's time to move forward into that. And it's time to definitely like not feel intimidated by your own goals, because you do have them. The moment that you stop having them, then you should probably like give up on life, which is not what you're doing. You know what I mean? It says time to take action, great passion for a cause, instinctively knowing just what to do. All right, if you guys would like a free, or not a free reading, honey. If you guys would like a private reading with me, personal reading, email providencetarotKendrick@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram, Providence Tarot, NYC Kendrick. I have a food blog. You can follow that too. It's the Tongue Pop. I read at Shanti Bookshop and Crystal Gallery on Sundays from 12 to 4, 5 if it's busy. So if you want to see me in person and get a personal reading there, they are 20 minutes for $35, okay? And you can meet all the people there. You can meet Earth Mother Medicine. You can meet Crystal Path Creations. All of those people that you guys follow on Instagram are working there at the store with me as well. And you can get something personally wrapped by Crystal Path Creations. I have something here that she wrapped for me. Crystals that a Pisces gave me, made by a Pisces, okay? And this is like amethyst, rose quartz, citrine, clear quartz, all of those good quartz crystals. Anyway, Pisces, I love you guys. The video didn't skip, it didn't freeze, it didn't stop. We love it. Definitely break free of those things that you feel like you want to